Yo, what up everybody? It is your boy, that's on the chat, aka Trent, and this video was birthed purely because I finally got the magma wrap that I've been wanting to get since the Lava Legends dropped the first time around back in Season 8, but I did not think I actually had to buy it separate. I thought it came with it, but nope, I had to buy it separate, and after about 4 seasons of not doing so, I finally did it because I actually had the V-Bucks to do so. And it sparked the notion, the idea, the concept of evolving your element perks on your weapon and save the world. Like changing fire to magma. And so we're here, talking about it in this video. Whew. I've tried to record this video multiple times, but of course, they never go right. Your boy likes to ramble. Y'all know I love to ramble. Y'all know that's what I do. I like to embellish, and thus embellishing leads to rambling. And it is what it is. So, the main idea behind this is, of course, you know, as Fortnite so eloquently stated, for lore purposes, the Husk are getting smarter. They're getting stronger. They're catching on to all of our tricks of the trade. All wall to floor launcher combinations aren't as good as they used to be. They no longer take fall damage. It's getting ridiculous. Our gas traps got nerfed for some odd reason. They really didn't explain that one. But, you know, apparently the Husk they're catching on, right? They're adapting, they're evolving. Of course, you know, the real reason everybody was using and abusing certain things, and Fortnite didn't like it too much. Because, you know, we would complain about certain weapons not getting used, certain weapons and traps not getting used, because they weren't good. So, of course, instead of just buffing those weapons and traps, they figure, okay, let's balance them. We don't want the game to get that boring and that tedious, so let's nerf some to emphasize the others. Fine, sure, okay, we'll go that route, right? But why the Husk? Why the Husk got to be the only ones who are learning, who are adapting, who are pushing themselves further to mess up what we got going on? Why not let us, the commander, do so as well? And so that's where we would birth the element evolution perks. And here's my take on it. Here's my ideas on what these evolved perks could look like. So I can get into it. I did write them down. Well, all but one. Because I don't know how to approach that one. It's a bit of a weird one for me. Maybe someone else will be able to tell you how to do it. Also, if you hear something you like, hear something you think there's potential for, but I have no clue what I'm doing, or something you don't like and you have a different idea for it, go ahead, leave it in the comment. Leave it in the comments. Maybe I can review them, and that can be a thing we can do. I don't know. I'm just trying to solidify myself in this Save the World community as a voice in it, you know. Even if I'm not going to get heard, I still want to do something, right? Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start with fire. Since the magma wrap was the thing that inspired all of this, I figure why not start with fire to magma. So, you're going to hear some similarities to other weapons or things in the game, so that at the very least, you know, it's a bit easier for you to understand how or what this perk evolution would look like. I'm struggling to speak because I want to make sure I get all my thoughts out correctly. But let me go ahead and just go ahead and say it. So magma leaves a pool of lava that slows enemies down and deals fire damage while in the pool. Pool size is about 1 tile large and lasts for about 7 seconds. Right? Cool. So, best example of what this kind of would look like is the volcanic modifier that some mini bosses get. You know, they have a volcanic eruption on the floor that explodes right up under you. Yeah, something like that. But instead of being just a rupture and that explosion is the only damage it deals in that large size, you get a smaller one, but it does damage over time. Spoiler alert, the main theme here is elemental damage over time. So essentially affliction damage without necessarily being affliction. It's essentially, in this case, especially in this case, this is more akin to the way that gas traps work now, like the gas trap rework. That's essentially what's going on here. So the magma and gas traps have that in common. They only deal damage while you're over the lava pool. I feel like that's not it, but let me give you some examples of what weapons would benefit from this the most. The number one weapon that would benefit from this the most is the quad launcher, because it leaves a pool of fire behind after you shoot it. Right? It'll hit a target, it'll leave a pool of fire that the husk will go through, as well as having affliction damage, right? So if you upgrade the fire element on the quad launcher to magma, it will leave a pool of magma. But okay, and this is one of the things I forgot to write down. The magma pool can leave up to 5 different magma pools across 5 tiles. So yeah, you can have 5 different lava pools in a row to do the same thing that floor spikes would do. Wooden floor spikes, right? It will slow them down and deal damage, but it will be fire damage, right? And of course they're temporary. That's, yeah. But with the quad launcher, okay, I just remember I had forgotten where I was going, but I caught myself. But with the quad launcher, instead of being able to do that, what you can do is stack the lava pools on top of each other, and with that, make the lava pool grow up to 5 tiles. So you have a 5 tile big lava pool that's dealing damage and slowing enemies down for 35 seconds. That sound cool? You see what I mean? How certain weapons are benefiting from this? The dragon weapons will benefit from this as well. I forget what the dragon launcher, like what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. It would benefit from this the same way that the quad launcher would, but it wouldn't be as effective as the quad launcher due to the fact that the quad launcher can shoot up to 4 missiles in one go. You'd have to have, I think you have to have like a reload perk on that launcher so you can get the full benefits of it, because I don't remember how many rockets that launcher shoots at one time. So yeah, there's that. But you can kind of see, right? Like, what about fire weapons? Fire weapons will benefit from it after every kill, after about 5 kills. So yeah, if they have 5 kills across, you know what? Let's say 5 tiles. If they kill somebody or kill a husk, and it doesn't go across 5 tiles, but it's not like they're not combined together, right? They're not killing husk in the same spot. It'll still be 5 lava pools, essentially. So instead of being able to make it grow, it'll just be spotted. You get the point. You get the idea. Launchers are going to benefit from this more due to the fact that you're killing multiple husks in one spot. But for the launchers, especially the quad launcher is going to benefit from this the most because it's all centered in one spot. You're going to make the lava pool grow. So, yeah. That's the lava pool. It's essentially just a floor gas trap that deals fire damage and slows enemies down. So I feel like that's the trade-off. You can only really use this with explosives. That's how you balance it. The assault weapons and melee weapons really won't benefit from this too much. Melee weapons are is going to be different. It's going to be different. So these are more for range weapons. As far as melee, I'll talk about melee at the end because I feel like once I get everything out, it'll be easier just to go back there and talk about how it affects melee weapons. So yeah, magma. Do you think it's good? Think it's bad? Let me know. Let's move on to the water element. Now you can title this 2 ways. You can either go with the trend of it's titled water, but it's more dealing in ice, or we can embrace the ice motif we got going on here. So Blizzard for the ice motif, Typhoon to further the water but ice motif. You dig? Alright, you get me? You feel me? I have to get them out. I have to say those. I have to say you get me, you feel me, or you dig. You gotta get it out. I gotta get it out. I can't keep them contained. They're gonna escape anyway. But yeah. So what Typhoon does? I'm gonna go with Typhoon for this one. It emits an explosion that will freeze surrounding husk within 2 tiles. Within a 2-tile radius, any husk that gets caught in that ice explosion will be frozen for the same duration of time that the ice trap would usually freeze husks. If you use the Ice Queen or Zenith, the frozen effect will last longer because it would add their time, both standard and commander. So, of course, with the Ice Queen, every time she uses her Seismic Smash, or when she uses her Seismic Smash, it will freeze the husk. So, combo that with that. Then, you have Zenith, who every critical sniper shot will freeze a husk. There it is right there. So, add their times to the time frozen for a husk, and you essentially have that. But you cannot keep freezing husk with the frozen explosion. After the first one, it's going to just cause affliction. The explosions are just going to cause affliction damage until you reload. Fair? Cool. I feel like that's a good balance. And seeing as how 2 heroes can benefit from this the most, as well as a weapon being able to benefit from this as well. If you have those weapons, damage output perked right. You feel me? So you got that set up. You got those weapons set up right. You can really abuse this. I feel like that's the perfect trade-off for that. At least in my opinion, it is. Again, Typhoon / Blizzard. Do you like it? What other cons do you want? Would you put in it? What pros would you put in it? How would you balance it? Let me know. Thunder. This one I'm a bit more confident on. Thunder. Lightning will chain to surrounding husks up to 1.5 tiles, dealing crit damage until weapon reload. So essentially, think of the shock tower, but instead of stunning them, it's dealing crit damage. It is going to continue to hit him with crit damage until you reload. Trade-off. If you have a large magazine weapon, i.e. the hacksaw, damage will begin to decline. So you may have, you may be doing big crit numbers starting off, but as you continue to go, the larger your magazine is, the less damage you are dealing. The weapon that I would suggest using to get the bare minimum of acceptable damage is probably the drum gun. I think the drum gun has about 50 rounds in it, like regularly 50 rounds. So yeah, drum gun. Don't use any more than 50 to get from the maximum to the bare minimum. That sound fair? Cool. Again, not stunning them, crit damage. Still works. That's the trade-off. Decline in damage, no stun. Perfect for trap tunnels. If there are no propane husks, use those. Then use it in a trap tunnel to help your trap tunnel, the traps within your trap tunnel deal as much damage as possible. So there it is. So you can kind of see that all three of these, Blizzard, Magma, and Thunder, all have very good crowd control. With Blizzard being good for keeping Husk in one spot for a short amount of time. So maybe you can rebuild or replace traps, whatever the case may be. You can do that perfectly fine. Don't have to worry about Husk coming after you. Right? Good for keeping a smasher at bay. That's probably the best way to do it, right? Keep a smasher at bay. Thunder is good for dealing damage to large crowds. And Magma is good for slowing down enemies either in big groups or in or in a line of some sort, So, yeah. You see, they all have crowd control abilities or features, rather. Now you're probably wondering, what about energy? What are you going to do for energy? I don't know. Energy, I could not figure out because I could not think of. First of all, I couldn't really think of a name that would fit an evolved energy perk. Second, I couldn't figure out what properties would this have. I thought of using the Vortex modifier in this scenario, pulling in Husk in one big group, or using a black hole, having all the Husk again group up in this in the centered place, and then just explode and knock back, big knockback. But I don't know which one will work. This is one I leave up to you. If you have an idea for energy, leave it down below. I'll look at it. I'll come back to this video. I'll come back to this video and I'll go through your ideas and things of that nature, Because I think this is a cool idea. I think this will be the thing to bring back interest in Save the World to people who have lost interest in it from the jump, from just a longevity of just not having anything. So that's just me, though. I think this stuff is cool and interesting. Being able to take that perk and play with it for heroes and weapons. Okay, these weapons benefit from most. These do it the least. Being able to again spark curiosity. So if you got something for energy, let me know. Now we'll get to the melee because this is the end of the video. Talk about melee. Let's talk about melee. Y'all know I love the Blazing Masamune. It's my favorite fire weapon. Love it to death. But how could that weapon a weapon like that benefit from this? Well, okay, how could the Blazing Muscle benefit from magma if you cannot really do, it doesn't, you get what I'm trying to say. It doesn't really have the same benefits as a range weapon would. How can you benefit? Okay, so what I was thinking, right, I want to say have it the Noble Launcher. So light attacks are going to be dealing more damage, right? Of course. But your heavy attacks are going to send out waves of just lava waves, right? Like the Noble Launcher sends out waves of energy that just pierce through everything. Magma's going to do the same thing for melee weapons, but it's going to be different in the sense of it's not going to pierce through everything, but it is going to pierce through husk. It's not going to go that far. It's not going to go far like the Noble Launcher. It's going to be in a, let's say, half tile radius, right? So surrounding hustlers is going to get messed up. Whereas with the light attacks, it's still going to do that, but it's really going to be short, like point blank. You feel me? Lightning. So it's going to have the same properties. It's just not going to chain as much. Heavy attacks, the chain is going to do more damage. Or it's going to be like the shockwave, where it's just going to be an explosion of lightning just dealing damage for the duration of the heavy attack. The heavy attack for water is just going to freeze everything. Of course. Why not? So essentially, it's seismic smash for your weapons. Hammers are going to benefit from this the most, because you can slam the hammer down and everything within a tile radius is just going to get frozen. Or even half tile radius is just going to get frozen. Make sense? You're essentially pulling a Reinhardt from Overwatch. And of course, again, don't know how energy would work. That's something for you guys to toy around with. I only came up with the first three because those are the easiest for me. Energy is a bit weird because it's universal. It does damage to everybody, but I don't know how it would do damage evolved, So, you guys play around with that. So, yeah. That's it. That's literally everything I have written down. So that being said, do y'all like this? Do y'all like the idea, the concept of being able to evolve your element perks? I do. I think it's cool. If not, that's fine. But with that being said, it's been your boy Luncher, aka Trent. Like I said, anything you like, dislike, something you agree with, something you don't want to agree with, something you want to change, something you want to add, leave it all in the comments. I'll read it, and because I know for a fact some of y'all are going to bring us some stuff that I missed, so have fun with that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.